You are a lion. Yes, you heard me right. You sitting there right now are a powerful, majestic, unstoppable lion.
Sunlight filters through the canopy.
Now you might be thinking, what is he talking about? I'm just an ordinary person, but that's where you're wrong. You see, the lion inside you isn't about your physical form.
Deeper into the wilderness,
it's about your spirit, your essence, your true nature.
Babbling brooks
I think about a lion for a moment. What comes to mind? Strength, courage, confidence, right? Well, guess what? Those qualities aren't exclusive to lions with 4 legs and a mane. They're inside you too. They've been there all along, waiting for you to recognize them, to claim them,
the air is crisp,
to live
scented
them.
with pine, promising adventure.
Being unstoppable like a lion isn't about being aggressive or dominating others.
Waves crash
It's about tapping into your inner power, your innate wisdom, your unshakable confidence. It's about moving through life with purpose and grace, facing challenges head on, and never, ever giving up on your dreams. Now, you might be wondering, if I have this lion inside me, why don't I feel unstoppable? Why do I sometimes feel scared, doubtful, or weak? And that's a great question. The truth is, society has a way of taming our inner lion. From a young age, we're taught to be careful, to play it safe, to fit in rather than stand out. We learn to doubt ourselves, to second-guess our instincts, to shrink ourselves to make others comfortable. But here's the thing. No matter how long that lion has been caged, no matter how much it's been tamed, it's still there inside you. And it's never too late to let it out. I remember working with a man named Tom. Tom came to me feeling lost and powerless. He had a good job, nice family, but he felt like something was missing. He'd lost touch with his passion, his purpose, his inner fire. Tom told me, I feel like I'm just going through the motions. I've forgotten how to roar. I asked Tom to close his eyes and think about a lion. What do you see? I asked him. I see power, Tom said. I see confidence. I see freedom. That's right, I told him. Now, does that lion doubt itself? Does it apologize for taking up space? Does it ask permission to be who it is? Tom shook his head. That lion, I said, is you. It's who you really are beneath all the layers of societal conditioning, beneath all the shoulds and shouldn'ts you've accumulated over the years. This was a turning point for Tom. He began to reconnect with his inner lion. He started making choices based on what felt true to him, not what others expected. He took risks, pursued his passion, spoke his truth. And you know what? His life transformed. He found a new career that lit him up. His relationships deepened. He felt alive again. Tom's story isn't unique. I've seen this transformation happen time and time again. Because when you tap into your inner lion, when you allow yourself to be unstoppable, everything changes. So how do you awaken this inner lion? How do you become unstoppable? Well, it starts with recognizing that you already are unstoppable. You don't need to become anything. You just need to remember who you truly are. Think about it. You are a miracle of existence. The odds of you being born, of you existing in this exact form, are so astronomically low that it's mind-boggling. Yet here you are. You've already beaten impossible odds just by being here. If that's not unstoppable, I don't know what is. But let's get practical. How do you live from this place of being unstoppable like a lion? It starts with your mindset. A lion doesn't wake up in the morning and think, oh, I hope I'm good enough to catch prey today. What if I fail? What if other lions laugh at me? No. A lion wakes up knowing it's a lion, confident in its abilities, ready to face whatever the day brings. You can cultivate the same mindset. Start each day by reminding yourself of your true nature. Look in the mirror and say, I am unstoppable. I am powerful. I am capable of amazing things. It might feel silly at first, but keep doing it. Words have power. They shape your reality. Next, pay attention to your self-talk throughout the day. How often do you put yourself down? How often do you say, I can't? Or I'm not good enough? A lion doesn't entertain these kinds of thoughts. From now on, catch yourself when you're thinking or saying these things. Replace them with empowering thoughts. I can do this. I am enough. I am capable. Remember, being unstoppable like a lion isn't about never feeling fear. Lions feel fear too, but they don't let fear paralyze them. They feel the fear and take action anyway. You can do the same. When you feel fear rising up, acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then remind yourself that you are more than your fear. You are a powerful, unstoppable lion. Take action in spite of your fear. Start small if you need to. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet. Maybe it's trying a new hobby you've always been interested in. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been putting off. Whatever it is, feel the fear and do it anyway. Each time you do this, you strengthen your inner lion. Another key aspect of being unstoppable like a lion is trusting your instincts. Lions don't second-guess themselves. They don't constantly look to others for validation or permission. They trust their inner guidance. You have this same inner guidance system. But chances are you've learned to ignore it or doubt it. It's time to start listening to that inner voice again. When you're faced with a decision, get quiet and tune into your gut feeling. What feels right? What feels true? That's your inner lion speaking to you. I worked with a woman named Sarah, who was constantly seeking advice from others. She didn't trust her own judgment. She was always looking for someone else to tell her what to do. As a result, she often made choices that didn't feel right to her, and she was unhappy. I asked Sarah to try an experiment. For 1 week, before asking anyone else's opinion, she had to check in with herself first. What did she think? What did she feel? What did her gut tell her? At first, this was uncomfortable for Sarah. She was so used to relying on others that trusting herself felt scary. But as the week went on, something amazing happened. Sarah started making decisions that felt good to her. She started feeling more confident, more in tune with herself. By the end of the week, Sarah told me she felt like a different person. I feel stronger, she said. More. Me. That's the power of trusting your instincts. That's your inner lion roaring. Now, being unstoppable like a lion also means being resilient. Lions don't give up when they fail to catch their prey on the first attempt. They don't quit when they face a setback. They learn, they adapt, and they try again. This resilience is crucial. Because here's the truth, you will face challenges, you will have setbacks, you may even experience what feels like failure, but these experiences don't make you any less unstoppable. In fact, they're opportunities to express your unstoppable nature. Every time you get back up after falling, you're being unstoppable. Every time you try again after a setback, you're being unstoppable. Every time you choose to learn and grow from a difficult experience rather than letting it defeat you, you're expressing your lion-like nature. I remember working with a young entrepreneur named Michael. Michael had poured his heart and soul into his first business venture, only to see it fail. When he came to me, he was devastated. I'm a failure, he told me. I should just give up on my dreams and get a regular job. I asked Michael to think about a lion again. When a lion fails to catch its prey, does it decide it's not cut out to be a lion? I asked him, does it give up hunting altogether? Michael shook his head. No, he said. It probably just tries again. Exactly, I said. And why do you think that is? Michael thought for a moment. Because that's what lions do. It's in their nature to hunt. Precisely, I said. The lion doesn't attach its self-worth to the outcome of a single hunt. It doesn't label itself a failure. It simply acknowledges the reality of the situation and tries again. This was a profound shift for Michael. He began to see that his failed business venture wasn't a referendum on his worth as a person or his potential as an entrepreneur. It was simply an event, a learning experience. Michael started to approach his entrepreneurial journey with a lion-like resilience. He analyzed what went wrong with his first venture, learned from it, and started planning his next move. He no longer feared failure because he understood that each setback was bringing him closer to success. Within 2 years, Michael had launched another business. This one succeeded beyond his wildest dreams, precisely because it was built on the lessons he had learned from his first attempt. This is the power of resilience. It's not about never falling down. It's about always getting back up. It's about viewing each setback as a setup for a comeback. In your own life,
Babbling
How can you
brooks wind
cultivate
through
this
verdant
lion-like
undergrowth.
resilience?
Wildflowers paint the
How
ground
can you
in
learn to view
vibrant
failures
hues.
not as
Each
endpoints, but as
step
stepping
taken
stones?
echoes
How
the
can you bounce
resilience
back
of
stronger
nature.
from each setback?
Beyond the trees, rugged
Remember,
peaks
the lion
rise,
doesn't become
ancient and
discouraged when it
majestic.
faces a challenge. It
Amid
doesn't
craggy
waste energy
cliffs
feeling
and
sorry
winding
for
paths,
itself. It
awe
simply
for the
assesses the
natural world is
situation,
evoked.
learns what it can, and moves
The air is
forward.
crisp,
This is what it
scented
means
with
to be
pine,
unstoppable.
promising adventure.
Now let's talk
And
about
then the
another
sea,
quality that
with
makes
its
the lion
boundless expanse of
unstoppable.
blue.
It's
Waves
unwavering
crash
focus.
against the shore.
When a
Seabirds
lion
wheel
sets
and
its sights
call
on its
overhead.
prey, it becomes
To stand
single-minded
upon
in
the
its
sand is
pursuit.
to feel humbled
It
by
doesn't
the
get
ocean's
distracted by the other
vastness,
animals
moved
around it.
by its eternal dance with
It
the
doesn't
moon.
start doubting whether it
Let us
chose the
tread
right
lightly
prey.
with reverence for
It commits
all
fully
living
to
things.
its goal
May we
and pursues
preserve
it with everything it
nature's beauty
has.
for generations to come.
This kind of
So
focus,
they
this
too can
absolute commitment is a
experience the joy of
powerful
the
force.
woodland, the
When you
majesty
bring
of
this
the
lion-like
mountains,
focus to
and
your
the
goals
song
and
of the
dreams,
sea.
you become unstoppable. But here's the key. This focus isn't born from stress or
In the heart
strain.
of the woodland, where towering
It's not about
trees
gritting your
stretch
teeth and
towards
pushing
the
yourself
heavens,
harder.
sunlight filters through
The
the
lion's
canopy,
focus comes from a
casting
place of
shadows on the
alignment.
forest floor.
The lion is simply
Amidst
expressing its
rustling
nature,
leaves and
following
bird
its
calls,
instincts. There's
a
no
profound
internal
connection
conflict,
to
no
the earth is
self-doubt,
felt.
no second-guessing.
Deeper into the wilderness, a
In the same
symphony
way,
of
when
life
you're aligned with
unfolds.
your true self,
Babbling brooks
when you're
wind
pursuing
through
goals that
verdant
resonate with
undergrowth.
your deepest values and
Wildflowers
desires,
paint the
focus
ground in
becomes
vibrant
effortless.
hues. Each
You're not
step
fighting
taken
against
echoes
yourself.
the resilience
You're
of
flowing
nature.
with your natural energy.
Beyond the trees, rugged
I worked
peaks
with a
rise,
writer once.
ancient and majestic.
Let's call her Mary,
Amid craggy
who was
cliffs
struggling
and
to finish her
winding
novel.
paths, awe for the
She would start
natural world
strong,
is evoked.
full of enthusiasm, but then
crisp,
get distracted,
scented
lose
with
motivation,
pine,
start doubting
promising
herself.
adventure.
I'm just not
And then the
disciplined
sea,
enough, she would
with
tell
its
me.
boundless expanse of blue.
But as we
Waves
dug
crash
deeper,
against the shore.
we
Seabirds
discovered that the
wheel
real
and call
issue wasn't a
overhead.
lack of discipline.
To stand upon the sand is
It
to
was a
feel
lack of
humbled by the
alignment.
ocean's vastness,
Parts of
moved by
Mary's
its
story
eternal
didn't
dance
feel
with
true
the
to
moon.
her.
In nature,
She was trying to write what she
timelessness
thought
and
would be popular rather than
interconnectedness
what truly
reign. Each
resonated with
tree,
her heart.
mountain and wave is part
Once
of a
Mary
greater
realigned
whole.
her story with her
It's a
true
world of
passion,
wonder
with
and
the message
mystery,
she really wanted to
waiting be
share,
explored and
everything
cherished.
changed.
Let
She
us
found herself
tread
writing for
lightly,
hours without
with
even
reverence
noticing the
for
time
all living
passing.
things.
The words flowed
May we
effortlessly.
preserve
Her
nature's
focus
beauty
became
for
laser
generations
sharp,
to
not
come,
because she was
so
forcing
they too
herself,
can
but because
experience
she
the
was
joy of
fully
the woodland,
aligned with her
the
purpose.
majesty of the mountains,
Within months, Mary
and
had
the song
completed
of
her
the sea.
novel.
In the
And
heart
because
of
it
the
came from a
woodland,
place of true
where
alignment,
towering trees stretch
it touched
towards the
readers in a way
heavens,
her previous attempts never
sunlight
had.
filters through the canopy,
It became a
casting
bestseller,
shadows on the forest floor.
not because Mary had chased
Amidst
success, but
rustling
because
leaves
she
and
had been
bird
true to
calls,
herself.
A profound connection to the earth is felt.
This is the power of
Deeper
lion-like
into the
focus.
wilderness, a symphony
When you're
of
aligned
life
with your true
unfolds.
self, when you're pursuing
Babbling
what
brooks
truly matters
wind
to
through
you,
verdant
you become
undergrowth.
unstoppable.
Wildflowers paint the
The
ground in
distractions fall
vibrant
away.
hues. Each
The
step
doubts
taken
dissolve.
echoes the resilience
You move
of
forward
nature.
with a sense of
Beyond the
certainty
trees, rugged peaks rise,
and purpose
ancient
that
and
nothing can
majestic.
shake.
Amid craggy cliffs and winding
So I ask you,
paths,
what in your life
awe
truly
for the
ignites your
natural world
passion?
is evoked. The air
What
is
goal or
crisp,
dream resonates
scented
with your
pine,
deepest self?
promising adventure.
That's where you need to
And then
direct
the
your
sea,
lion-like
with its
focus.
boundless expanse of blue.
That's how you become
Waves crash
unstoppable.
against the shore. Seabirds wheel
Now let's
and
address
call
another
overhead.
crucial aspect
To
of being
stand upon the
unstoppable like
sand
a
is to
lion,
feel humbled by the ocean's
the power of
vastness,
presence.
moved by its
A
eternal
lion
dance
is
with
fully
the moon.
present in each moment.
In nature,
It's not worrying
timelessness
about the
and
future or dwelling on the
interconnectedness reign.
past. It's fully engaged with the
Each
here and
tree,
now.
mountain and wave is part of a greater whole.
This presence, this
It's a
full
world
engagement
of
with the
wonder
present
and
moment is
mystery,
a source of
waiting to
incredible
be
power.
explored and cherished.
When you're fully
Let us
present,
tread
you have
lightly,
access to all your
with reverence
resources,
for all living
all your
things.
wisdom, all your
May
strength.
we preserve
You're not
nature's beauty
distracted
for
by regrets
generations
about
to
the
come,
past or
so they
anxieties
too
about the
can
future.
experience the joy of
You're
the
here now,
woodland,
ready to
the
respond to
majesty of
whatever
the
life brings
mountains,
with all that you
and the
are.
song of the sea.
I remember working with
In
a
the heart of
talented
the
athlete, let's
woodland,
call him
where
Jack.
towering trees stretch
Jack
towards
had
the
all the
heavens,
physical skills to excel in
sunlight
his sport,
filters
but he was
through the
constantly
canopy,
underperforming in
casting
competitions.
shadows on the forest floor.
When we dug into the
Amidst
issue, we
rustling
discovered that
leaves
Jack
and
was
bird
rarely
calls,
fully present during
a
his
profound
performances.
connection to
He was
the
either
earth is
worrying
felt.
about the outcome, replaying
Deeper
past
into the
failures in his
wilderness,
mind,
a symphony
or
of
thinking
life
about what
unfolds.
others would think of him.
Babbling brooks wind through
I asked Jack to observe a cat, a smaller
Wildflowers
cousin of the
paint the
lion, the
ground
next
in
time he saw
vibrant
one.
hues. Each step taken
Notice how
echoes
present the cat is,
resilience
I
of
told him.
nature. Beyond
When
the
it's
trees,
stalking a toy or
rugged
chasing a
peaks
laser
rise,
pointer,
ancient and
it's not
majestic.
thinking about anything else.
Amid craggy cliffs
It's
and
fully
winding paths,
engaged in the moment.
for the natural world
This
is
was a
evoke.
revelation for Jack.
The air is crisp,
He began to
scented
practice
with
bringing
pine,
this quality of
promising
presence to
adventure.
his training and
And then the
competitions.
sea,
He
with its
focused on the
boundless
sensation of his
expanse of
body
blue.
moving, the
Waves
rhythm of his
crash
breath,
against
the
the shore.
feeling of his feet on the
Seabirds
ground.
wheel
He
and call
practiced bringing
overhead.
his attention
To
fully
stand
to the
upon the
present
sand
moment,
is to
just like
feel
the lion
humbled by the
focused
ocean's
entirely on its
vastness,
prey.
moved by its eternal
The
dance
results
with
were
the moon.
remarkable.
In nature,
Jack's performance improved
timelessness and
dramatically.
interconnectedness
He found that
reign.
when he was fully present,
Each tree,
his body knew what to
mountain, and
do.
wave is part of a greater
He wasn't
whole.
second-guessing
It's a
himself or
world
getting
of
in his
wonder
own
and
way.
mystery,
He was
waiting to
simply
be
allowing his
explored and
trained
cherished.
skills to flow naturally,
Let us
responding
tread
to each
lightly
moment as it
with
came.
reverence for all living things.
This is the power of
May we
presence.
preserve nature's
When you're
beauty for
fully engaged in the
generations to
now,
come,
you become
so they too
unstoppable.
can experience
You're
the
not weighed
joy
down
of
by
the
the past or
woodland,
anxious
the
about the
majesty of
future.
the mountains,
You're here
and the
now,
song
bringing
of
all
the
of your
sea.
power to bear on this
In
moment.
the heart of the woodland,
In your
where
own life,
towering
how
trees
often are you
stretch
fully
towards the
present?
heavens, sunlight
How often do
filters
you
through
bring
the
your complete
canopy,
attention to what you're
casting
doing?
shadows on the forest
Whether it's
floor.
working, playing, or simply
Amidst
being.
rustling leaves and bird
Practice
calls,
this
a
lion-like
profound
presence. When you're
connection to
eating,
the
be
earth is
fully
felt.
present with the taste and
Deeper
texture of
into
your
the
food.
wilderness,
When
a
you're talking
symphony
with
of
someone,
life
be fully
unfolds.
there, listening with your whole
Babbling
being.
brooks
When you're
wind through
working, bring your
verdant
full
undergrowth.
attention to the task at
Wildflowers
hand.
paint the ground in
You'll
vibrant
find that this
hues.
presence not only
Each
makes you
step
more
taken
effective,
echoes the
but it
resilience
also
of
brings a
nature.
deep sense of peace
Beyond
and
the trees,
aliveness.
rugged
You'll start
peaks
to
rise,
experience life more
ancient
fully,
and
more fully.
majestic.
You'll become
Amid
more aware
craggy
of the
cliffs
beauty and
winding
opportunities that
paths,
surround you in each
awe for the
moment.
natural world is evoked.
This is how the
The
lion
air is
lives.
crisp,
It doesn't
scented with
waste
pine,
energy worrying about
promising
yesterday's
adventure.
hunt or
And
tomorrow's
then the sea,
challenges.
with
It's
its
here now,
boundless
fully
expanse
alive,
of
fully
blue.
engaged. And this is
Waves
a
crash
large
against
part of
the
what
shore.
makes it unstoppable.
Seabirds wheel and call overhead.
Now let's talk about
To
another
stand upon
quality
the
that makes the
sand is
lion
to feel
unstoppable.
humbled by the ocean's
Its
vastness,
connection to its innate
moved by
wisdom.
its eternal
The
dance
lion
with the
doesn't
moon.
second-guess its instincts,
Let
it
us
doesn't
tread
overthink its
lightly
decisions.
with reverence for all
It trusts
living
its inner
things.
guidance and acts
May we
accordingly.
preserve nature's beauty for
As humans, we
generations
often
to come,
override our innate
so
wisdom.
they too can experience
We've
the
been
joy of
conditioned
the
to trust
woodland,
external
the majesty
authorities
of
more
the
than our own
mountains,
inner knowing.
and the song of the sea.
We seek advice from everyone else before we consult our own hearts. We let logic override our soul.
In the heart of the woodland,
But here's the
where
truth, you have
towering
within you a
trees
deep
stretch
well of
towards
wisdom.
the heavens,
You have an
sunlight
inner
filters
guidance
through the
system that,
canopy,
if you
casting
learn to
shadows
trust
on
it,
the forest floor.
can lead you
Amidst
unerringly
rustling
towards your
leaves
highest
and
good.
bird calls, a profound
once worked with a
connection
woman,
to the earth is felt.
Let's call her
Deeper
Janet,
into the wilderness,
who was
a
struggling with a
symphony of
major life
unfolds.
decision.
Babbling
She had been
brooks
offered a
wind through
prestigious
verdant
job that looked great
undergrowth.
on paper, a salary,
Wildflowers
impressive
paint the
title,
ground in
good
vibrant
benefits.
hues. Each
But
step
something didn't
taken
feel right to
echoes the
her.
resilience of nature.
Despite
Beyond
everyone
the
telling her
trees,
she'd be
rugged
crazy to
peaks
turn it
rise,
down, she
ancient
felt
and
the
majestic.
persistent unease about the
Amid
opportunity.
craggy cliffs and winding paths, awe
I
for
asked
the
Janet to
natural
take a
world is
moment to
evoked.
connect with her inner
The air
lion.
is crisp, scented with
If you were a
pine,
lion, I said,
promising
and this job
adventure.
was prey, would you
And then
pursue
the
it?
sea, with its boundless
What does your
expanse of
instinct
blue.
tell you?
Waves crash against the shore.
Janet closed her eyes for a
Seabirds
moment,
wheel and call overhead.
then opened them with a look
To
of
stand
clarity.
upon the sand is to feel humbled by the
she
ocean's
said firmly.
vastness, moved by its
My
eternal
instinct
dance
says
with
this
the
isn't
moon.
right for me, no matter
In
how good it
nature,
looks on the surface.
timelessness and interconnectedness
This was a
reign.
pivotal moment for
Each
Janet.
tree, mountain, and wave
This was
is
a
part
pivotal
of a
moment for
greater
Janet.
whole. It's a
She
world
decided
of
to
wonder
trust her
and
inner
mystery,
wisdom,
waiting
despite
to be
the external
explored and
pressure.
cherished. Let us
She turned
tread
down the job,
lightly
much to the
with
shock of her
reverence
friends and
for all
family.
living things.
A few
May we
months later,
preserve
Janet found
nature's
an
beauty for
opportunity that
generations
aligned
to come,
perfectly with her
so
values
they
and
too can
passions.
experience the joy of the
It wasn't
woodland,
as prestigious
the
on paper,
majesty of the mountains,
but it filled her
and
with
the song of
excitement
the
and
sea.
purpose.
In the heart
And because
of the
she was so
woodland,
aligned with the
where
work, she
towering
excelled,
trees
quickly
stretch
advancing
towards
to
the
a position
heavens,
even better than the one
sunlight
she had turned
filters
down.
through the canopy, casting shadows
This is the
on
power of
forest
trusting
floor.
your innate wisdom.
Amidst rustling
When you learn to
leaves
listen
and
to your
bird
inner
calls,
voice,
a profound
to trust your
connection to
instincts,
the
you
earth
become
is felt.
unstoppable.
Deeper
Because
into
you're
the
no longer at the
wilderness,
mercy of
a
external
symphony
opinions or
of life
societal
unfolds.
expectations.
Babbling brooks
You're
wind
guided
through
by
verdant
something much
undergrowth.
deeper and more
Wildflowers
reliable,
paint the
your
ground
own
in
inner
vibrant
knowing.
hues. Each step
In
taken
your own life,
echoes the
how often do you
resilience of
trust your
nature.
instincts? How often
Beyond
do
the
you listen to
trees,
that
rugged
quiet
peaks
voice
rise,
within,
ancient and
even when it
majestic.
goes against logic
Amid
or
craggy
popular
cliffs and
opinion?
winding paths, or for the
Practice
natural
tuning
world
into
is
this inner
evoked.
wisdom.
The air is crisp.
Before making
scented with
decisions, take a
pine,
moment to get
promising
quiet and listen to your
adventure.
inner voice.
And then the sea.
Pay
with its
attention to how your
boundless
body feels
expanse of
often. Our
blue.
bodies know the truth
Waves
before our
crash
minds catch
against
up.
the shore.
Trust the
Seabirds
nudges, the
wheel and
gut
call
feelings,
overhead.
the intuitive
To stand
flashes.
upon the sand is to feel humbled
This doesn't
by the
mean you
ocean's
ignore logic
vastness,
or disregard good
moved by its
advice,
eternal dance with the moon.
but it does mean
In
giving
nature,
equal weight to your inner
timelessness
knowing.
and interconnectedness reign.
It means
Each
recognizing
tree,
that you have
mountain, and
access to a
wave is
wisdom
part
that
of a
goes
greater
beyond mere
whole.
intellect.
It's a world of wonder and mystery.
The lion doesn't
waiting
doubt
to be
its instincts,
explored
it
and
doesn't
cherished.
second guess its inner
Let
guidance.
us tread lightly.
And
with
this is a
reverence
big
for
part
all
of what
living
makes it
things.
unstoppable.
May we preserve nature's
It moves
beauty
through the
for
world with a
generations
sense
to
of
come,
certainty and
so they
purpose
too
that
can
comes from being
experience the
deeply
joy of
attuned
the
to its own
woodland,
nature.
the majesty of the mountains,
You have this
and
same
the song of the
capacity.
sea. sea. In the
You can
heart
move
of
through
the
your life with
woodland,
this same sense
where
of certainty and
towering trees
purpose.
stretch towards the heavens,
All it takes is learning to trust your own inner
sunlight filters
lion.
through the canopy, casting
Now let's
shadows
explore
on the
another
forest
aspect
floor.
of being unstoppable like a
Amidst
lion,
rustling leaves and bird
the
calls,
power of
a
authenticity.
profound connection to the earth
A
is
lion
felt.
doesn't pretend to be anything
Deeper
other than
into
what
the
it is.
wilderness, a symphony of life
It doesn't try to
unfolds.
bark like a dog or
Babbling
meow like a
brooks
house
wind
cat.
through verdant
It is
undergrowth.
unapologetically,
Wildflowers paint the ground
unequivocally
in vibrant
itself.
hues.
In our
Each step
society, we're
taken
often
echoes
encouraged
the
to conform,
resilience
to
of
fit in,
nature.
to be what
Beyond
others
the
expect
trees,
us to be.
rugged peaks rise,
We put on
ancient and
masks, play
majestic.
roles, try to reshape
Amid
ourselves to
craggy
fit
cliffs
some
and winding
external
paths,
standard of who we
awe
should
for the
be.
natural world is
But in
evoked.
doing so, we lose
The
touch
air
with our
is
true
crisp,
selves.
scented
We
with
dilute our
pine,
power.
promising adventure.
we become
and then the
stoppable.
sea, with its
Being
boundless
unstoppable
expanse
means
of
being
blue.
authentically,
Waves
unashamedly
crash against the
yourself.
shore.
It means having the
Seabirds
courage
wheel
to
and
let
call
your true
overhead.
self shine, even
To
when it
stand
goes
upon
against the
sand is
grain.
to feel humbled
It means
by the
being
ocean's
willing to
vastness,
roar your own
moved
unique
by its
roar,
eternal dance with the moon.
even if it's not what others
In
expect to
nature,
hear.
timelessness and interconnectedness
I once worked with a
reign.
man,
Each tree,
let's call him
mountain,
Tom,
and wave is part of a
who had
greater
spent his
whole.
entire
It's a
career
world
trying to
of
fit in the
wonder and
corporate
mystery,
mold.
waiting to be
He
explored
wore the
and
right clothes,
cherished.
said the right things, played the
Let
right
us tread
politics.
lightly, with
But deep
reverence for
down,
all
he was
living
miserable.
things.
He felt
May
like
we
he was
preserve
living someone
nature's
else's
beauty for
life.
generations to come,
I asked Tom
so
to think
they
about a
too can
lion again. Does a
experience the
lion try
joy
to
of
fit
the
in with the
woodland,
zebras?
the
I asked
majesty
him,
of the mountains,
does it tone down
and the
its roar
song
to
of
make
the
others
sea.
comfortable?
In the heart
Tom
of the
shook his
woodland,
head, beginning
where
to understand.
towering trees stretch towards the
Your
heavens,
uniqueness is your
sunlight
strength, I told
filters
him.
through the canopy,
Your
casting
authenticity is your
shadows on the
power.
forest floor.
The world doesn't need another
Amidst rustling
copycat.
leaves and bird calls,
It needs you, the
a
real you.
profound connection to the earth is felt.
This was a turning point for
Deeper
Tom.
into the wilderness, a symphony
He began
of
to
life
let his true
unfolds.
self shine at work.
Babbling brooks wind through
He started
verdant
sharing his
undergrowth.
unconventional ideas.
Wildflowers paint the ground in
He
vibrant
let his passion
hues.
and enthusiasm
Each step
show.
taken echoes the
He
resilience
stopped
of
trying to
nature.
fit in and started
Beyond
standing
the
out.
trees, rugged peaks rise,
And you know what?
ancient and majestic.
People
Amid
responded.
craggy cliffs and winding paths,
Tom's authenticity
awe
was
for
like
the
a breath of
natural
fresh
world
air
is
in the
evoked.
stuffy corporate environment.
The air is crisp, scented with
His
pine,
innovative ideas,
promising
once unleashed,
adventure.
led to significant
And then
improvements in the
sea,
company.
with its boundless
Within a
expanse
year,
of blue.
Tom had
Waves
been promoted
crash
to a
against the
leadership
shore.
position not in spite of his
Seabirds wheel and
uniqueness, but
call
because of
overhead.
it.
To stand upon
This is the
sand
power
is
of
to feel
authenticity.
humbled by the ocean's vastness,
When you have the courage to
moved
be
by its
yourself, to
eternal
express your
dance
true
with the
nature
moon.
without apology, you
Let us
become
tread
unstoppable.
lightly, with reverence for
Because
all
there's no
living
one else
things.
quite like you.
May we preserve nature's
There's no one
beauty
else
for
who can offer what
generations
you
to
can
come,
offer
so they too can
in
experience
quite the way you
joy
can
of the
offer it.
woodland, the majesty of the mountains.
In your own
and the
life,
song
where are
of
you
the
holding
sea.
back your true self? Where are you trying to fit in rather than stand
In the
out?
heart of the woodland,
Where are you toning
towering
down your
trees
roar?
stretch towards the heavens,
Remember, you
sunlight
are like the
filters through
lion.
the canopy,
You
casting
have a unique
shadows
voice,
on
a
the
unique
forest floor.
perspective, a unique gift to offer
Amidst
the world.
rustling leaves and bird
Don't dilute
calls,
it.
a profound connection to the
Don't
earth
apologize
is felt.
for it.
Deeper into
Embrace
the
it.
wilderness, a symphony
Express
of
it.
life unfolds.
Let it roar.
Babbling brooks wind through verdant
Being unstoppable
undergrowth.
like a lion also
Wildflowers
means having
paint the
unwavering
ground in vibrant
self-belief.
hues. Each
The
step
lion
taken
doesn't wake up
echoes the
each morning
resilience
wondering
of
if it's good
nature.
enough to be a lion.
Beyond the trees,
It doesn't
rugged
compare
peaks
itself to
rise,
other animals and find
ancient
itself
majestic.
lacking.
Amid
simply
craggy
is,
cliffs and winding paths,
fully and
awe for the
confidently.
natural world is evoked.
This kind of
The air
self-belief is
crisp,
transformative.
scented with pine, promising
When you truly
adventure.
believe in yourself, when
And
you
then
have
the sea,
unshakable faith
with
in
its
your own worth
boundless
and
expanse of
capabilities, you
blue.
become unstoppable.
Waves crash against the shore.
Not because you think you're
Seabirds
better than
wheel and
others,
call overhead. To
but
stand
because you
upon the sand
recognize
is
and
to
honor
feel
your innate
humbled by
value.
the ocean's vastness,
I
moved
remember
by its
working with a
eternal
brilliant
dance
young
with the
artist,
moon.
let's call her Emma.
In nature, timelessness
Emma had
and
incredible talent, but she was
interconnectedness reign.
paralyzed by
Each
self-doubt.
tree, mountain, and
She would
wave
compare
is
her
part
work
a
to that of
greater whole.
established artists and always
It's a
find
world
hers
of
wanting.
wonder and
She was
mystery,
constantly
waiting
seeking
to be
validation
explored
from
and
others,
cherished.
never trusting her own
Let us
artistic
tread
vision.
lightly, with
I
reverence
asked Emma
for
to watch
all
a nature
living things.
documentary about lions.
May we preserve nature's
Notice how the
beauty for
lion moves, I
generations
told
to
her.
come, so they
It
too
doesn't
can
slink around
experience the joy of the
apologetically.
woodland,
It doesn't
the
constantly
majesty
look
of the
to other
mountains,
animals for
and
approval.
the song of the sea.
It moves with confidence,
In
with
the heart of
certainty.
the woodland,
This
where
image was
towering
powerful for
trees
Emma.
stretch towards the heavens,
She began to approach her
sunlight
art with more
filters through
confidence,
the
trusting her
canopy,
own creative
casting
instincts.
shadows on the forest
She
floor.
stopped seeking constant
Amidst
validation and
rustling
started
leaves
creating
and
from a
bird
place of
calls,
inner certainty.
a profound connection to
The change in her
earth is
work was
felt.
remarkable.
Deeper into
Her
the
art became more
wilderness,
daring,
a
more
symphony
unique,
of
more
life
powerful,
unfolds.
and ironically, as she
Babbling
stopped
brooks
seeking
wind through
validation,
verdant
she
undergrowth.
started receiving more recognition.
Wildflowers paint the ground in
Galleries
vibrant
began to take
hues.
notice. Collectors
Each
started
step
buying her
taken
pieces.
echoes
Emma
the
had become
resilience of
unstoppable.
nature. Beyond the trees,
Not by
rugged
changing her
peaks
external
rise,
circumstances,
ancient
but
and
by
majestic.
changing her internal
Amid
landscape.
craggy cliffs and winding paths,
This is the
awe
power
for
of
the natural
self-belief.
world is evoked. The air
When you
is
truly
crisp,
believe in
scented
yourself,
with
you
pine,
free yourself from the
promising
need for
adventure.
external validation.
And then the sea, with its
You're able to
boundless
take
expanse
risks,
of
to
blue.
innovate, to push
Waves
boundaries.
crash against the shore.
You become
Seabirds
unstoppable
wheel and call overhead.
because you're
To
no
stand
longer
upon
held
the
back
sand
by
is to
self-doubt
feel
or fear of
humbled by the
judgment.
ocean's vastness,
In your own
moved
life,
by its eternal dance
how
with
strong
the
is your
moon.
self-belief?
In nature, timelessness
trust your
and
own judgment?
interconnectedness reign.
Do you believe
Each
in your
tree,
own worth,
mountain, and wave is
regardless
part
of
a greater
external
whole.
validation?
It's a world
Cultivate
of wonder
this
and mystery,
lion-like
waiting to be
self-belief.
explored and cherished.
Remind yourself yourself daily of your innate worth. Acknowledge your strengths and capabilities. Trust your own judgment. Move through the world with the quiet confidence of a lion, knowing that you are inherently valuable, inherently capable, inherently enough. Now let's talk about another quality that makes the lion unstoppable. Its ability to be both fierce and gentle. We often think of the lion as a symbol of raw power and aggression.
Amidst
But if you
rustling
observe
leaves and
lions
bird
closely,
calls,
you'll see that they're
a
also
profound
capable of great
connection to the earth
gentleness,
is felt.
particularly with
Deeper
their own
into the
cubs.
wilderness, a symphony of life unfolds.
This balance of fierce and
Babbling
gentle,
brooks
strong
wind
and
through
tender is a
verdant
powerful
undergrowth.
combination.
Wildflowers paint the ground
It's not
in
about being
vibrant
aggressive
hues.
all the time, nor is it
Each
about always
step
being
taken
soft.
echoes the
It's about
resilience
having
of nature.
access to both energies
Beyond the trees,
and knowing when to
rugged
employ
peaks
each.
rise, ancient and
I
majestic.
once worked with a leader, let's
Amid
call him
craggy
James,
cliffs
who
and
was struggling
winding
to find
paths,
this balance.
awe for the natural world is
James
evoked.
thought that being a strong
The air
leader
is
meant being
crisp,
tough and
scented
unyielding
with
all the
pine,
time.
promising adventure.
As a result, his team
And
was
then the
stressed,
sea,
unhappy,
with its boundless
and
expanse of
underperforming.
blue. Waves
I asked
crash
James to
against the
think about the
shore.
lion once
Seabirds
again. The
wheel
lion
and
knows
call
when to be
overhead.
fierce.
To stand upon the sand
And when
is
to be
feel
gentle, I
humbled
told
by
him.
the ocean's vastness,
It doesn't
moved
use
by
more
its
force than
eternal
is
dance with the
necessary.
moon.
With
In
its
nature,
cubs, it's tender and
timelessness
playful.
and interconnectedness
This is not
reign.
weakness, it's wisdom.
Each tree, mountain and wave is
This was
part
a
of greater
revelation for
whole.
James.
It's a world of wonder
He began
and
to
mystery,
understand that true
waiting to
strength
be
isn't about
explored
being
and
hard all the
cherished.
time.
Let us tread
It's about
lightly
having the
with
wisdom to know
reverence
when
for
to be
all living
firm
things.
and when to be
May we
soft.
preserve nature's beauty
He started
for
to lead with
generations
more
to come,
flexibility,
so they too can experience
being
the joy
tough
of
when
the
necessary,
woodland,
but also
the
showing
majesty of the
empathy
mountains,
and
the song of
kindness.
the sea.
The results
In
were
the heart of the
transformative.
woodland, where towering trees
James
stretch
became
towards
more
the
engaged,
heavens,
more creative, more
sunlight filters
productive.
through the canopy,
They
casting
were willing to
shadows
go
on
the extra
forest
mile
floor.
because they felt valued and
Amidst
understood.
rustling leaves and bird
James had
calls,
become a truly
profound
unstoppable
connection
leader
to
by
the earth is
embracing both
felt.
the fierce and the gentle
Deeper
aspects of
into
his
the
nature.
wilderness, a symphony of life unfolds.
In your own life, how can
Babbling
you
brooks
embody
wind
this
through
lion-like
verdant
balance of
undergrowth.
fierce and gentle?
Wildflowers
How can you
paint
be
the ground
strong
in
without being
vibrant
hard,
hues.
tender without
Each
being
step
weak?
taken echoes the resilience
Remember,
of nature. Beyond
being
the trees,
unstoppable
rugged
isn't
peaks
about
rise,
bulldozing through
ancient
life.
and majestic.
It's about
Amid
having the
craggy
wisdom to
cliffs
know
and
when to
winding
push and when to
paths,
yield,
awe for the
when to
natural
roar
world is
and when to
evoked.
purr.
The air is crisp.
It's about being
scented
fully
with
human,
pine,
embracing
promising
all
adventure.
aspects of your nature.
And then the sea.
As we
with its
continue our
boundless
exploration of
expanse
being
blue.
unstoppable like a lion, let's
Waves
consider
crash
another
against the
crucial
shore.
quality.
Seabirds
The
wheel
lion's
and
connection
call
to its
overhead.
community, its
To
pride.
stand upon the sand
While
is
we
to
often
feel
think of the
humbled
lion
by
as a
the
solitary
ocean's
predator,
vastness,
the truth
moved
is
by
that
its
lions are
eternal
intensely
dance with the
social
moon.
creatures. They
Let us
live
tread lightly with
hunt,
reverence for all living things.
and thrive in
May we
community.
preserve nature's beauty for
This is a
generations to
powerful
come,
lesson for us.
so they too
Being
can
unstoppable
experience
doesn't
the
mean
joy
going
of
it
the
alone.
woodland, the majesty of the mountains,
It doesn't mean isolating
and the
yourself
song
or
of the
seeing
sea.
others as competition. True strength comes from connection, from being part of something larger than
In the
yourself.
heart of the woodland, where
I once
towering
worked with an
trees stretch
entrepreneur.
towards the heavens, sunlight
call her
filters
Rachel,
through the canopy,
who was
casting
burning
shadows
herself
on the
out trying to
forest
do
floor.
everything on her own.
Amidst rustling leaves
She saw
and
asking
bird
for help
calls,
as a sign of
a
weakness.
profound
She thought
connection
that
to
to
the
be
earth is
successful,
felt.
she had to prove she could
Deeper
do it
into
all
the
single-handedly.
wilderness, a symphony of life unfolds.
I asked Rachel to think
Babbling
about the
brooks
lion
wind
pride.
through verdant undergrowth.
Does the lion see its
Wildflowers
pride as a
paint the ground
weakness?
in vibrant hues.
I asked her.
Each step taken
Or is the pride a
echoes the
source of
resilience
strength?
of nature. Beyond the trees,
Rachel thought for a
rugged
moment.
peaks rise,
I
ancient
suppose
and
it's a
majestic.
strength.
Amid
she
craggy
said.
cliffs and winding paths,
The lions can hunt
awe for
larger
the
prey
natural
together.
world is evoked.
They can
The air
protect
is
each other.
crisp, scented with pine,
Exactly, I said.
promising adventure. And
The
then
lion
sea,
is strong on
with
its own,
boundless expanse of
but
blue.
unstoppable is part of a
Waves
pride.
crash against the shore.
This shift in
Seabirds
perspective
wheel
was
and call
transformative
overhead.
for Rachel.
To stand upon
She
the
began to
sand is
build a
feel
team, to
humbled by the
delegate, to
ocean's
collaborate.
vastness, moved
She
by its
started seeing her
eternal dance
business
with the
not as a
moon.
solo venture, but
In
as a
nature,
community effort.
timelessness and interconnectedness
And as she did this, her
reign.
business began to
Each
thrive
tree,
in ways it never had
mountain, and
before.
wave is part of
Rachel
a greater
became
whole.
unstoppable,
It's
not
a
by
world
doing
of
more on
wonder
her
and
own,
mystery, waiting to
but by
be
leveraging the
explored and
strength of her
cherished.
pride.
Let us tread lightly.
In
with
your own
reverence
life, who is
for
your
all
pride?
living things.
Who are
May
the
we
people who
preserve
support you,
nature's
challenge
beauty
you,
for
make you
generations
stronger?
to come, so they too
How can you deepen these
experience the joy of
connections?
the woodland, the
How can you
majesty of the
contribute to your
mountains,
community in ways
and
that
the
make
song of
everyone
the sea?
stronger?
In the heart
Remember,
of the woodland, where
Being
towering
unstoppable
trees
like a
stretch
lion
towards
doesn't
the
mean being a
heavens,
lone wolf.
sunlight filters
It means
through the
recognizing
canopy,
the strength that
casting
comes from
shadows on the
connection, from
forest
community,
floor.
from being part of
Amidst
something
rustling
larger than
leaves and
yourself.
bird calls, a profound
Now let's
connection
explore
to the
another
earth is
aspect of the
felt.
lion's unstoppable
Deeper
nature,
into the wilderness,
its ability
a
to
symphony
rest.
of life unfolds.
We often think of the
Babbling
lion
brooks
as
wind
constantly
through
on the move,
verdant
always
undergrowth.
hunting, always
Wildflowers
active.
paint the ground in vibrant
But if you
hues.
observe
Each
lions,
step taken echoes
you'll
the
notice that they
resilience
spend a
of
large
nature.
part of their day
Beyond
resting.
the trees, rugged peaks rise, ancient
This might
and
seem
majestic.
counterintuitive,
Amid craggy cliffs and winding paths.
How can rest make you
or for the natural
unstoppable?
world is evoked.
But the
The
lion
air is
understands
crisp,
something that we often
scented with
forget.
pine, promising adventure.
Rest is not the opposite of
And then the
productivity,
sea,
it's part
with
of
its
it.
boundless expanse of
The
blue.
lion rests deeply
Waves
so that when
crash
it's time to
against the
hunt,
shore. Seabirds
it can bring
wheel
all
and
of its
call
energy
overhead.
and
To
focus
stand
to the
upon
task.
sand is to feel humbled by the ocean's
I once worked with a
vastness,
high-powered
moved
executive,
by its eternal dance with
let's
the
call
moon.
him Mark,
In nature,
who prided himself on his long hours and constant availability.
Each tree,
He saw
mountain,
rest
and
as a
wave
weakness,
is
as
part
lost
of a greater
productivity.
whole. It's a
But the
world
truth
of
was,
wonder and
Mark was
mystery,
burning out.
waiting to
His
be
decision-making
explored
was
and
suffering, his creativity
Let
was
us tread
waning,
lightly,
and his
with
health was
reverence for
declining.
all living things. May
I
we
asked Mark to
preserve
think about the
nature's
lion
beauty
once
for
again. Does the
generations
lion
to
see
come,
rest as a
so
weakness?
they too can experience
I
the
asked
joy
him.
of the woodland, the majesty
Or
of the
does the lion
mountains,
understand that
and the
rest is a
song of the
crucial
sea?
part of being strong and
In the
effective?
heart of the woodland, where towering
This was a
trees
difficult
stretch
concept for
towards
Mark
the
to grasp
heavens,
at first.
sunlight filters through
He had
the
been
canopy,
conditioned to see
casting
busyness as a
shadows
badge
on
of
the
honor.
forest floor.
But as he
Amidst
began to
rustling
incorporate more
leaves
rest
and
into
bird
his life, he
calls,
real,
a profound
deep,
connection to the
rejuvenating
earth
rest. He
itself.
noticed something remarkable.
Deeper into the
His
wilderness,
productivity
a
actually
symphony of
increased.
life unfolds.
His
Babbling
creativity
brooks wind
flourished.
through
He was
verdant
able to bring
undergrowth.
more energy and focus to his
Wildflowers
work.
paint the ground in
Mark
vibrant
had become
hues.
unstoppable,
Each
not
step
by doing
taken
more,
echoes the
but by
resilience of
understanding the
nature.
power of rest.
Beyond the trees,
He learned to
rugged
work like a
peaks
lion
rise,
with intense
ancient
focus and energy
majestic.
when it was time to
Amid
work,
craggy cliffs
and deep,
winding
replenishing
paths,
rest when
awe
it was
for the
time to
natural
rest.
world is evoked.
In
The
your
air
own
is
life, how
crisp,
well do you balance
scented with
activity and
pine,
rest?
promising adventure. And then
Do you
the
give
sea,
yourself permission
with
to
its
truly
boundless
rest,
expanse of blue.
to deeply
Waves
recharge?
crash against the shore.
Or do you wear your
Seabirds
busyness as a
wheel and
badge of
call
honor?
overhead. To stand upon
Remember,
the sand
being
is to feel
unstoppable like a
humbled by the
lion isn't
ocean's
about constant
vastness,
motion.
moved by its eternal
It's about
dance
knowing when to
within you.
act and when to rest
In
and bringing your
nature,
full energy to
timelessness
both.
and interconnectedness reign.
It's about quality of action, not
Each
just
tree,
quantity.
mountain and wave is part
As
of
we
a
near the
greater
end of
whole.
our exploration
It's a
of being
world of
unstoppable
wonder
like a
and
lion,
mystery,
I want to touch
waiting
on
to
one
be
final
explored and
crucial
cherished.
aspect:
Let
the
us
lion's
tread
connection to the
lightly,
present
with
moment.
reverence for all living things.
A lion doesn't worry about
May
the
we
future
preserve
or dwell
nature's
on the
beauty for
past.
generations to
It's
come,
fully
so
engaged
they
with the
too can
here and now.
experience the joy of the woodland,
This
the
presence, this
majesty of the
full
mountains,
engagement with the current
and the
moment,
song of the sea.
is a source
In
of
the heart
immense
of the
power.
woodland, where towering trees
When you're fully
stretch towards
present,
the heavens,
you have access to
sunlight
all of your
filters through the
resources, your
canopy,
strength,
casting
your
shadows on
intelligence,
the
your
forest
creativity.
floor.
You're not
Amidst
distracted by
rustling leaves
regrets
and
about the
bird
past or
calls,
anxieties
a
about the
profound
future. You're
connection
here
to the
now,
earth
ready
is
to
felt.
respond to whatever life brings with
Deeper
all that
into
you
the
are.
wilderness, a
I remember
symphony of
working with a
life
talented
unfolds.
musician.
Babbling brooks
Let's call him
wind through
David.
verdant undergrowth.
Despite his
Wildflowers
skill,
paint the ground in vibrant
David often
hues.
struggled with
Each
performance
step
anxiety.
taken echoes the resilience
He
of
would worry
nature.
about making
Beyond
mistakes,
the
about what the
trees,
audience was
rugged
thinking,
peaks rise,
about living up
ancient
to
and
past
majestic.
performances. As a
Amid
result,
craggy cliffs and winding
his
paths,
performances
awe
often
for
fell
the
short of
natural
his true
world is evoked.
capabilities.
The air
I
is
asked
crisp,
David to observe a
scented
cat,
with pine,
a
promising
smaller
adventure.
cousin of the lion,
And
playing
then
with a
the
toy.
sea, with its boundless
Notice how present the
expanse of
cat
blue.
is, I told him.
Waves crash
It's
against
not
the
worrying
shore.
about its next meal or
Seabirds
thinking about the
wheel and
mouse it
call
didn't catch
overhead.
yesterday. It's
Stand
fully
upon the
engaged in
sand
this
is to
moment
feel humbled by the
with
ocean's
this toy.
vastness, moved by its
This
eternal
image was
dance with
powerful
the
for
moon.
David.
Let us tread lightly.
He began to
with
approach his
reverence for
performances
all
with this
living
same
things.
quality of presence.
May we preserve
He
nature's
focused on
beauty
the
for
sensation of his
generations to
fingers on
come,
the strings,
so they
the sound
too
of the
can
music,
experience
the
the
feeling
joy
of his
the
breath.
woodland, the
He let
majesty
go
of
of
the
worries
mountains,
about the
and
outcome and
song
simply
of the sea.
engaged fully with the act of making music in that moment. The change in David's performances was remarkable.
In the heart
His
of the
music
woodland,
became more vibrant,
where
more
towering
alive.
trees stretch towards
His connection with the
heavens,
audience deepened.
sunlight filters through the
David
canopy,
had become unstoppable,
casting shadows on
not
the
by
forest
trying
floor.
harder, but by being more fully
Amidst
present.
rustling leaves and bird calls,
This is the
a
power of
profound
presence.
connection to the earth is felt.
When you're fully engaged in the
Deeper
now,
into
you
the
become
wilderness, a
unstoppable.
symphony of
You're
life
not weighed down
unfolds.
by the past or anxious
Babbling
about the
brooks
future.
wind through verdant undergrowth.
You're here now, bringing all of your
Wildflowers
power to
paint
bear
the
on this
ground in
moment.
vibrant hues.
In
Each
your own
step
life,
taken
how often are
echoes
you
the
fully
resilience
present?
of nature. Beyond
How
the
often do
trees,
you bring your
rugged
complete
peaks
attention to
rise,
what you're doing,
ancient and majestic.
whether it's working,
Amid craggy
playing,
cliffs and winding
or
paths,
simply being?
awe for the natural world
Practice
is
this
evoked.
lion-like
The
presence.
air is crisp,
When you're
scented
eating,
with
be
pine,
fully present
promising
with the
adventure.
taste and texture of
And
your
then the
food.
sea, with its boundless
When you're
expanse
talking
of
with
blue.
someone, be fully
Waves
there,
crash against the
listening
shore.
with your whole being.
Seabirds
When you're
wheel and call
working,
overhead. To
bring your
stand
full
upon the
attention
sand
to
is
the
to
task
feel
at
humbled
hand.
by the ocean's vastness,
You'll find that
moved
this
by its
presence not
eternal
only
dance
makes you
with the
more
moon.
effective, but it also
In
brings a
nature,
deep sense of peace and
timelessness and
aliveness. You'll start to
interconnectedness
experience life more
reign.
fully,
Each
more
tree,
richly.
mountain and wave
You'll become
is
more
part of a
aware of the
greater
beauty
whole.
and opportunities that
It's a
surround
world
you
of
in each
wonder and
moment.
mystery, waiting to
This
be
is how the
explored and
lion
cherished.
lives.
Let us tread
It doesn't
lightly,
waste energy
with
worrying about
reverence for
yesterday's
all
hunt or
living
tomorrow's
things.
challenges. It's here
May
now,
we
fully
preserve
alive,
nature's
fully
beauty for
engaged.
generations to come,
And this
so
is a
they
large
too can
part of what
experience
makes it
the joy of the
unstoppable.
woodland, the majesty
Now,
of the
as we draw our
mountains,
exploration
and
to a close, I want to remind you of something crucial.
Where towering trees
This
stretch
unstoppable
towards the
lion
heavens,
energy we've been talking about.
sunlight filters through the canopy,
It's not something external to
casting
you.
shadows on the
It's
forest
not something
floor.
you need to acquire or achieve.
Amidst
It's already
rustling
within
leaves
you,
and
waiting to be
bird calls,
recognized
a
and
profound
expressed.
connection to the earth is
You
felt.
see, you are not separate
Deeper
from the
into
universe.
wilderness, a symphony
You are
of
the
life
universe
unfolds.
expressing itself as a
Babbling
human for a
brooks
little
wind
while.
through verdant
Just as the
undergrowth,
lion is an expression of the
wildflowers
power
paint
and
the
majesty
ground
of
in
nature,
vibrant
you
hues.
too are an expression of
Each
that
step
same power
taken
and
echoes
majesty.
the resilience of nature.
Your journey to
Beyond the
becoming
trees,
unstoppable
rugged
isn't about
peaks
becoming
rise,
something you're
ancient and
not.
majestic. Amid craggy
It's about
cliffs and
remembering who you
winding
truly
paths,
are.
or for the
It's
natural
about peeling
world is
away the
evoked.
layers of doubt,
The
fear,
air is
and
crisp,
limiting beliefs that
scented
have
with
accumulated
fine,
over the years
promising
to reveal the
adventure.
magnificent,
And then the sea,
unstoppable
with its
being that you've
boundless
always been.
expanse of blue. Waves
I'm
crash
reminded of a
against the
story
shore.
about a lion
Seabirds
cub who was
wheel and
raised
call
by a flock
overhead.
of sheep.
To stand up on the sand
This
is to
lion grew
feel
up believing
humbled
it was
by
a
the
sheep.
ocean's vastness.
It ate
Moved
grass,
by
it
its
bleated, it
eternal
lived in
dance with
fear
the
of
moon.
predators.
In
But one
nature,
day, an
timelessness
adult
and
lion came upon this
interconnectedness
strange
reign.
sight lion living as a
Each
sheep.
tree, mountain, and wave
The
is part
adult
of a greater
lion
whole.
roared
It's a
in
world of
disbelief,
wonder and mystery,
and in that
waiting
moment,
to be explored
the
and
lion cub
cherished.
felt something stir deep
Let us tread
within.
lightly, with
For the
reverence
first time, it
all
heard its
living
own true
things.
voice.
May we
It
preserve
remembered its
nature's
true
beauty
nature.
for generations to come, so they too
This
can
story is a
experience the
metaphor
joy of the woodland,
for our own
the
journey.
majesty of the mountains,
Many of
and
us
the
have
song
grown
of
up
the sea.
believing we're less than we
In
truly
the
are.
heart of the woodland,
We've been
where
conditioned to think
towering
small,
trees stretch
to play
towards the
safe,
heavens,
to fit in rather
sunlight
than
filters
stand out.
through the canopy,
But deep within us,
casting
there's a
shadows
lion
on the
waiting to
forest floor.
roar. There's an
Amidst
unstoppable
rustling
force
leaves
waiting
and
to be
bird
unleashed.
calls, a profound
Your
connection
task is to
the earth
remember
is
your
felt.
true nature,
Deeper into
to
the
peel away
wilderness,
the
a
sheep's
symphony
clothing
of
and
life
reveal the lion
unfolds.
within.
Babbling brooks wind through
This doesn't
verdant
happen
undergrowth.
overnight.
Wildflowers
It's a
paint the
journey,
ground in
a
vibrant
process of
hues.
continual
Each
self-discovery
step taken
and
echoes the
self-realization.
resilience of nature.
But every step you
Beyond
take
the
on this
trees,
journey brings you
rugged
closer
peaks
to your
rise,
true,
ancient and
unstoppable
majestic.
self.
Amid craggy cliffs and
Start by
winding
questioning
paths,
your
awe
limitations.
for
Are
the
they
natural
real?
world is evoked.
Or are they just
The air
beliefs
is
you've
crisp,
accepted without
scented with
examination?
pine, promising
Start
adventure.
challenging the voice that
And
says,
then
I
the
can't
sea,
or I'm not good
with its
enough.
boundless expanse
Replace
of
these
blue.
limiting thoughts with
Waves
empowering
crash
ones.
against the
I am
shore.
capable.
Seabirds wheel and call
I am
overhead.
worthy.
To
I
stand
am
upon
unstoppable.
the sand is to feel humbled
Practice
by the
embodying the
ocean's
qualities of the
vastness,
lion we've
moved
discussed.
by its eternal
Cultivate
dance with the
practice
moon.
embodying the qualities of the
In
lion we've
nature,
discussed.
timelessness
Cultivate
and
presence.
interconnectedness
Trust your
reign.
instincts. Embrace your
Each tree,
authenticity.
mountain,
Balance
and
fierce
wave is part of a
determination with
greater
gentle
whole.
compassion.
It's a
Connect with
world
your
of wonder
pride, your
and mystery,
community.
waiting to be explored
Rest
and cherished.
deeply and act decisively.
Let us tread lightly, with
Most
reverence
importantly,
for all
remember
living
that being
things.
unstoppable isn't
May
about
we
never
preserve
failing or
nature's
never
beauty
facing
for
challenges.
generations to come,
The lion
so they
faces
too can
challenges every
experience
day.
the joy of the woodland,
What
the
makes it
majesty of the
unstoppable
mountains, and the song
is
of
its
the sea.
ability to face these
In the
challenges
heart
with
of the
courage,
woodland, where towering
to learn
trees
from them,
stretch towards the heavens,
to get back up
sunlight
and try
filters
again.
through the canopy, casting
In your
shadows
life,
on
you
the
will face
forest floor.
obstacles, you will have setbacks, you may
Amidst
even experience
rustling
what
leaves
feels
and
like
bird
failure.
calls, a
But
profound
remember, these are
connection
not
to the
signs
earth
that
is
you're not
felt.
unstoppable.
Deeper into the wilderness,
They're opportunities
a
to express your
symphony
I'm
of
not.
life unfolds.
They're chances to
Babbling
roar in the
brooks
face of
wind through
adversity,
verdant undergrowth.
to show your true
Wildflowers
strength.
paint the ground in vibrant hues.
Every time you face a
Each
fear,
step
you're being
taken
unstoppable.
echoes the resilience
Every
of
time you
nature.
try again after a
Beyond the
setback, you're
trees,
being
rugged
unstoppable.
peaks
Every
rise,
time you choose love over
ancient and
hate,
majestic.
courage
Amid
over
craggy
comfort,
cliffs
growth
and
over
winding
stagnation,
paths,
you're expressing
awe
your
for the
unstoppable
natural
lion
world is
nature.
evoked. The air is
And
crisp,
here's a beautiful
scented with
truth.
pine, promising
As you
adventure.
start to embody
And
these
then the
qualities,
sea, with
as
its
you start to
boundless
live from your
expanse of blue.
unstoppable lion nature,
Waves crash
you
against
inspire
the shore.
others to do the same.
Seabirds wheel and call
You become a
overhead.
living example of
To
what's
stand upon
possible.
the sand is to feel
Your courage
humbled by
ignites
the
courage in
ocean's
others.
vastness, moved by
Your
its eternal
authenticity
dance with
encourages
the moon.
others to be authentic.
Let us tread lightly.
Your
with
unstoppable
reverence
spirit
for
awakens
all
the
living
unstoppable
things.
spirit in those
May
around
we
you.
preserve nature's beauty for
In this way,
generations to come,
by fully embracing
so
your
they
own
too can
unstoppable
experience the
nature,
joy of
you
the
contribute
woodland,
to the evolution of all
majesty the
humanity.
mountains,
You play
and the
your
song
unique
of the
part
sea.
in raising the consciousness of the entire planet. So I invite you right here, right now, to make a
In
commitment
the
to
heart
yourself.
of the woodland, where towering
A commitment
trees
to
stretch
remembering and
towards the
expressing
heavens,
your true,
sunlight filters
unstoppable
through the canopy,
nature.
casting shadows on
A
the
commitment
forest
to letting
floor.
your inner lion roar.
Amidst rustling leaves and
Take a
bird
deep
calls,
breath.
a profound connection
Feel the power
to the
within
earth
you,
is
the
felt.
same power that flows through the
Deeper
lion,
into the
through the
wilderness, a
stars,
symphony
through
of
all of
life
creation.
unfolds.
This is your
Babbling
true
brooks
nature.
wind through verdant
This is your
undergrowth.
birthright.
Wildflowers paint
Now look at the
ground
world
in
with new
vibrant
eyes, the eyes of a
hues.
lion.
Each step taken
See the
echoes
opportunities where
resilience of
before you saw
nature.
obstacles.
Beyond the trees,
Feel the
rugged
courage where
peaks
before you
rise,
felt fear.
ancient and majestic.
Know your own power
Amid
where
craggy
before you
cliffs
felt
and
powerless.
winding paths, awe for the
From this
natural
day
world
forward,
is
move through the world with the
air is
certainty
crisp,
and grace of a
scented with
lion.
pine, promising adventure.
Bring your full,
And then the
magnificent,
sea, with
unstoppable
its
self to
boundless
everything you
expanse
do.
of blue. Waves
Face each
crash
day with
against the
courage,
shore.
with authenticity,
Seabirds wheel
with
and call
presence.
overhead.
Remember,
To
you are
stand
not
upon the
just
sand
any
is to feel
creature in the
humbled
great
by the
safari of
ocean's
life. You are a
vastness,
lion,
moved by its
majestic,
eternal
powerful,
dance with the moon.
unstoppable. Now
In
go
nature,
forth and roar.
Timelessness, and
The world is waiting for the unique gift that only you can give, the gift of your true, unstoppable self fully expressed.
It's a world of wonder
The journey
and
to
mystery,
becoming
waiting
unstoppable
to be
like a
explored
lion
and cherished.
is not a
Let
destination.
us tread lightly.
It's
with
not something you
reverence for
achieve
all
once and then
living
you're
things.
done.
May
It's
we
a
preserve
continual
nature's
process of
beauty for
remembering,
generations to
of
come,
aligning,
so they
of
too can
expressing your true
experience the joy
nature.
of the woodland, the majesty of
There
the
will be days when
mountains,
you forget.
and the song of the sea.
Days when you feel more like
In
a
the
sheep
heart
than a
of the
lion.
woodland, where towering
Days when the
trees
challenges
stretch
seem too
towards
great, the
heavens,
obstacles too high.
sunlight filters through the
And that's
canopy,
okay.
casting shadows
That's part
on
of the human
forest floor.
experience.
Amidst rustling leaves
But in those
and
moments, I
bird
want you to remember
calls,
this
a
talk.
profound
Remember the
connection
lion
to the
within
earth
you.
is felt. Deeper into
Remember
the
your true
wilderness,
unstoppable
a symphony
nature.
of life unfolds. Babbling
Take a deep
brooks
breath,
wind
feel
through
that power
verdant
stirring
undergrowth.
within you,
Wildflowers paint the
and
ground
choose
in
again to
vibrant
roar.
hues. Each step taken
Because the
echoes
truth
the
is, you are
resilience of nature.
unstoppable.
Beyond the trees,
Not because
rugged
you'll never
peaks
fall,
rise,
but because you'll
ancient and
always
majestic.
rise. Not because you'll
Amid
never
craggy
fear, but
cliffs
because
and
you'll feel the
winding
fear and move
paths,
forward
awe
anyway.
for the natural world is evoked.
Not because you'll never
The
doubt,
air
but
is
because
crisp,
deep down, beneath the
scented
doubts,
with
you know
pine,
the truth of who you
promising
really are.
adventure. And then the sea,
You are a
with its
magnificent
boundless
expression of the
expanse
universe.
blue. Waves
You are a
crash
unique
against the
embodiment
shore,
of life itself.
seabirds
You are in
wheel
every
and call
sense of the
overhead.
word a lion.
To stand upon
Powerful,
the sand is to feel humbled
majestic,
by the ocean's vastness,
unstoppable.
moved by its
So
eternal
go
dance
forth.
with the moon.
Live
In
from
nature,
that place of power.
timelessness and interconnectedness
Express
reign.
your true nature in everything
Each
you do.
tree, mountain and wave
Be the
is part of a
unstoppable
greater
lion you
whole.
were born to be.
It's a world of wonder and
The world is
mystery,
waiting for your
waiting
roar.
to be explored and cherished.
And remember, this unstoppable
tread
nature
lightly
isn't just for the big
with
moments in
reverence for
life,
all
it's for every
living
moment.
things. May we preserve
It's for when you
nature's
wake
beauty
up in the
for
morning and
generations
face
to
the
come,
day.
so they too can experience
It's for when
the
you're
joy
stuck
of
in
the
traffic and
woodland,
feeling
the
frustrated.
majesty of the mountains,
It's for
and
when
the
you're
song of
facing
the
a
sea.
difficult conversation
In
or a
the heart of
challenging
the
task at
woodland,
work.
where towering
each of these
trees
moments,
stretch
you have a
towards the
choice.
heavens, sunlight
You can react
filters
from a
through
place
the
of
canopy,
fear, doubt,
casting shadows
or
on the
limitation.
forest floor.
Or you can respond
Amidst
from your
rustling
lion-like
leaves
nature
and
with
bird
courage,
calls,
presence,
a profound
and
connection
authenticity.
to the earth is felt.
Choose to be unstoppable
Deeper
in
into
the
the
small
wilderness,
moments,
a symphony
and you'll
of
find
life
yourself
unfolds.
naturally unstoppable in the big
Babbling
ones.
brooks wind through
Start your
verdant
day by
undergrowth.
reminding yourself of your true
Wildflowers
nature.
paint the ground in vibrant hues.
Look in the mirror and see the
Each
lion
step
looking back
taken
at you.
echoes the resilience of nature.
Greet yourself with respect
Beyond
and
the
love.
trees, rugged peaks
Set an
rise,
intention to move through your
ancient
day
and
with
majestic.
lion-like grace and power.
Amid craggy cliffs and
When you're
winding
stuck in
paths,
traffic, instead of
awe
getting
for the
frustrated,
natural
use
world is
that time to
evoked.
practice presence.
The air is crisp, scented
Feel
with
your
pine,
breath.
promising adventure.
Notice your surroundings.
And then the sea,
Use the time to
with its
roar
boundless
silently,
expanse of blue.
affirming your unstoppable
Waves
nature.
crash against the shore.
When facing a difficult
Seabirds wheel and
conversation,
call
call on your inner
overhead.
lion.
To stand upon
Stand
the sand
tall.
is to feel humbled
Speak your
by the
truth with
ocean's
courage and
vastness,
compassion.
moved by its
Remember that
eternal
you are
dance with the
inherently
moon.
worthy, inherently
In nature,
powerful.
timelessness and
When tackling a
interconnectedness
challenging
reign.
task, bring your full
Each
lion-like
tree,
focus to it.
mountain and wave is part
Trust
of a
your
greater
instincts.
whole. It's a world
Approach
of
it with
wonder and
confidence,
mystery,
knowing that
waiting
you
to be
have within you
explored and
everything you
cherished.
need to succeed.
Let us tread lightly.
And at the end of
with
each day,
reverence
take
for
a
all
moment to
living
acknowledge
things.
your unstoppable
May
nature.
we preserve nature's beauty.
Reflect
for
on the moments
generations
when
to
you
come,
embodied your
so
inner
they too
lion.
can experience the joy of the
Celebrate
woodland,
your courage,
the
your
majesty
courage,
of
your
the
resilience, your
mountains, and
authenticity.
the song of the sea.
And if there were moments
In
when
the
you
heart of
forgot
the
your true
woodland,
nature,
where towering trees
don't judge
stretch
yourself.
towards the heavens,
simply
sunlight
acknowledge it,
filters through the canopy,
learn from
casting
it,
shadows on the forest floor.
and recommit to roaring
Amidst
even louder
rustling
tomorrow.
leaves and bird calls, a
Remember,
profound
being
connection to the earth
unstoppable
is
like a
felt.
lion isn't about being
Deeper into
perfect,
the
it's about being
wilderness,
fully
a
authentically
symphony of
you.
life unfolds.
It's about
Babbling
showing up
brooks
fully
wind
in
through
each moment,
verdant
bringing all of who you are to everything you
Wildflowers
do.
paint the ground in
Lions
vibrant
don't strive
hues.
for perfection.
Each step taken echoes the
They
resilience
don't compare
of
themselves
nature.
to other lions or
Beyond
worry
the
about
trees,
living up to some
rugged
external
peaks
standard.
rise, ancient and
They
majestic.
simply express their lion
Amid
nature in
craggy
each moment,
cliffs and
fully
winding
and without
paths,
apology.
awe for the natural
You can do
world
the
is
same.
evoked. The air is
You don't need to
crisp,
be a perfect
scented
lion.
with pine, promising
You just need to be
adventure.
fully,
And
authentically
then
you.
the sea, with its boundless
That's more than
expanse
enough.
of
That's
blue.
unstoppable.
Waves crash against
And
the
here's a
shore.
powerful truth.
Seabirds wheel and call overhead.
The more you express your
To stand upon the
unstoppable
sand is
nature,
to feel
the more
humbled by the
natural it
ocean's
becomes.
vastness, moved by its
It's like a
eternal
muscle
dance
that
with the
grows
moon.
stronger with use.
Let us tread
Each
lightly
time you
with
choose courage
reverence
over
for all
fear,
living things.
authenticity
May
over
we preserve
conformity,
nature's
presence over
beauty for
distraction,
generations to
you
come,
strengthen your
so they
unstoppable
too can
lion nature.
experience the joy of the woodland,
Over
the
time, you'll
majesty
find
of
that
the
being
mountains,
unstoppable
and the
becomes your
song of the
default
sea.
state. It becomes who you are, not something you have to try to be. Just as the
In the
lion
heart
doesn't
of the
try to be a
woodland,
lion, it simply
where
is one,
towering
you'll find
trees
yourself
stretch
naturally
towards the
embodying
heavens,
these unstoppable
sunlight
qualities.
filters through the canopy, casting
But remember,
shadows
this
on the
doesn't mean
forest
you'll never
floor.
face challenges or
Amidst
doubts again.
rustling leaves
Even
and
lions
bird
face
calls,
difficult hunts and
a
fierce
profound
competitors.
connection to the earth is felt.
But they face these
Deeper
challenges
into
from
the
a place of
wilderness,
innate power and
symphony of
confidence. You
life
can do the same.
unfolds. Babbling
When
brooks
challenges
wind through
arise, and they will
verdant
see them as
undergrowth.
opportunities to
Wildflowers
express your
paint the
unstoppable
ground in
nature.
vibrant hues.
See them
Each
as
step
chances to
taken
roar,
echoes the
to
resilience
show your
of
true
nature.
strength.
Beyond
Welcome
the
them as
trees,
invitations to
rugged
grow even
peaks rise,
stronger, even
ancient
more
and
aligned with
majestic.
your true self.
Amid craggy cliffs and winding
And remember, you're
paths,
not alone alone on
awe
this
for the
journey.
natural world
Just
is
as
evoked.
lions have their
The
pride,
air
you
is
have a
crisp,
community of fellow
scented with
unstoppable
pine,
beings around you.
promising
Seek them out.
adventure. And
Support
then
each
the
other.
sea,
Roar
with its
together.
boundless expanse of blue.
There's immense power
Waves
in
crash
connecting
against
with
the shore,
others who are also
seabirds
committed to
wheeze and
living
call
from their
overhead.
true,
To
unstoppable
stand upon the
nature.
sand is to feel humbled by
Share
the
your
ocean's
journey with
vastness,
others.
moved by its eternal
Talk about what it
dance with
means
the
to you to
moon.
be unstoppable
In
like a
nature,
lion.
timelessness
Inspire
and
others with your courage, your
interconnectedness reign.
authenticity, your
Each
presence.
tree, mountain, and wave
As you
is
do,
part
you'll
of a
find that your
greater
own
world.
unstoppable nature
It's a
grows even
world of
stronger.
wonder and
Because when
mystery,
we inspire
waiting
others,
to
we
be
re-inspire
explored and
ourselves.
cherished.
And
Let
always
us
remember
tread
that your
lightly,
unstoppable
with
nature is a
reverence
gift
for
not
all
just to
living
you,
things.
but to the entire
May we
world.
preserve nature's beauty
By
for
fully expressing your
generations to
true
come,
self, by living
so
from your
they too
lion-like
can
power,
experience the joy
you
of
give
the
others
woodland,
permission to do the
the
same.
majesty of
You
the
contribute to
mountains,
raising
and
the
song of the
consciousness of
sea.
the entire planet.
In the heart of the woodland,
Every time you choose
where
courage over
towering
fear,
trees stretch
you make the
towards
world a little bit
heavens,
braver.
sunlight filters
Every
through the
time you
canopy,
choose authenticity over
casting shadows
conformity,
on the
you make the
forest
world a
floor.
little more real. Every time you
Amidst
choose
rustling
presence
leaves
over
and bird
distraction, you
calls,
make the world a little more
profound
alive.
connection to the earth is felt.
You are not just becoming
Deeper into
unstoppable
the
for yourself,
wilderness,
you're becoming
a symphony
unstoppable
of
for
life
all of us.
unfolds.
Your roar
Babbling
ripples
brooks
out,
wind through
touching
verdant
lives in ways you may never know.
Wildflowers paint
So
the
roar,
ground
my
in
friend, roar
vibrant
with all your
hues.
heart.
Each step
Roar with all your
taken
soul.
echoes the resilience of nature.
Let the world hear the
Beyond
powerful,
the trees,
authentic,
rugged
unstoppable
peaks
you.
rise, ancient and majestic.
You are a lion.
Amid craggy cliffs and
You
winding
always have
paths,
been.
awe for the natural
And
world is
now,
evoked.
you're remembering
The air
it.
is crisp,
You're claiming
scented
it.
with pine,
You're living it.
promising adventure.
From this day forward,
And
move
then
through the world
sea,
with the
with
grace,
its boundless expanse
power,
of blue. Waves
and presence
crash
of the
against
magnificent
shore.
lion that you are.
Seabirds
Face
wheel
each
and call
day,
overhead.
each moment,
To stand upon the sand is
each
to
breath
feel
with the
humbled by
knowledge
the
that you are
ocean's
inherently
vastness,
powerful,
moved by its
inherently
eternal
worthy,
dance with the moon.
inherently
In
unstoppable.
nature, timelessness and interconnectedness
Let your roar be
reign.
heard.
Each tree, mountain,
Let your
and
light
wave is
shine.
part of a greater whole. It's
Let
a
your
world of
unstoppable
wonder and
nature
mystery,
express itself in
waiting
everything
to be
you do.
explored and cherished.
The
Let us
world is
tread
waiting
lightly,
for you.
with reverence for
The
all
world
living
needs you.
things. May we
The world is
preserve
ready for the
nature's beauty
unstoppable
for
you.
generations to come,
So
they
go
too
forth,
can
magnificent
experience
lion.
the joy of the woodland, the majesty of the mountains,
Go forth and be
and the song
unstoppable.
of the sea. In the
Go
heart
forth
of the
and roar.
woodland,